UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Hello viewers, welcome to the program Safelife. I am Kathy Ishimwe, and today I am having Margaret Nasanga on the show. You're most welcome to the show. Please say hello to the viewers.
Thank you so much, Kathy. My name is Nasanga Margaret, Coordinator, Uganda Alcohol Policy Alliance. I appreciate our viewers for today. Greetings from the team from Uganda Alcohol Policy Alliance. They send their regards. Thank you so much.
Well, can we briefly talk about Uganda Policy Alliance?
Uganda Alcohol Policy Alliance, it's a network organization where we do advocacy for alcohol-related harm. So work with the Ministry of Health and other ministries, plus other like-minded organizations to lobby for regulations to curb alcohol-related harm in the country.
Okay. Can we straight away go to the different challenges and the rights of the youth and the responsibilities in our community?
Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity. I call the youths my friends. Yeah, because they are good people. You have been there, I have been there. So it's a transition period where they interface with different people, the parents, the school community, the work community, then the bigger space of themselves. I know they have rights, but where there are rights, there are also responsibilities.
Sure.
So right now, we have a cluster that I would like to talk about. We are from the festive season, where we know there are those who intended to give less but ended up giving more. There are those who intended to take less but ended up taking more. And I think it's not only in the festive season, but it cross-cuts. There is one who intended to go to the bar, have one drink and return home. But the following morning, she was in another person's house. There is one who intended to give a kiss and a hug. She ended up in someone's bed. So there are a lot of risks that they go through because of their transition. But also the nurturing matters. Who is there to take care of them? Who is grooming them? Because when you are a youth, you are learning a lot. And at that time, you fear adulthood. You have enjoyed childhood. You are in the middle. You feel you no longer belong to the children, but still you fear adulthood. So the rights are there, right to education, right to health. However, there are responsibilities that are attached to it. Yes, whereby in case it is a right to education, you have a responsibility to attend school. You have a right to a name, you have a name. But what you do, does it bring respect to the name that you got? So, a right to health. Most of our youths, by the way, they self-medicate, and that's how most of them end up using alcohol. Thank you.
Well, would you describe the lifestyle of the youths, especially the safety in our community?
Thank you so much. Today, I think they call them the Gen Zs.
Yes, we are. The
1997 up to 2012. Yeah, we have that cluster, the Gen Zs, who are the wired ones. I call them the wired ones. Social media, they're ever on their phones, ever on their iPads, ever in the spaces. So you find that the lifestyle they are leading is different from ours. They are so much connected to the world via the social media platforms. So you find that they have a lot of friends that at times they don't know how to handle them. One intends to visit one social site, but at the end, she ends up visiting like 10 or 20 because there is a way they do it that when you spend 2 minutes on a certain app, they know this is your like. They share more of a similar setting. So you find that the setting we have right now, even those in the village, I was surprised. I was in the village, but you find that most of them, the first monies they earn is to buy a phone, to be connected. I was in a house where 2 of them, the screens had broken. So they made sure they pulled the money from the 6 of them, went and fixed one to ensure they are connected. So last night I got a call, Mom, we fixed one, but now we have a debt we have to clear. So I told them, you have to work to ensure that you fix the second one also. So you find that amidst that, initially we used to have a setting of parents, whereby you find that these parents had our interests at heart. But you find that right now they are too exposed with too many people, and few of them have their interests at heart. Someone comes up with an app, but they know I'm making money like this, like this, like this. So the lifestyle they are leading is so challenging, it is so competing. They want to be like so and so, they want to be like so and so.
So how can we manage, how can the parents or the different guardians out there, how can they try to manage their, because we literally have access to each and everything. How can our parents try to help us and limit all the access that we're having? Because I'm pretty sure that it doesn't matter what age we have access to each and every information. How can our parents, or maybe the society at large, help us manage whatever that we are accessing, all the information? Because we take in each and everything, whatever we're supposed to take in, even what we're not supposed to.
There is a TikTok video that I saw, and it was meals time. The young boy had a phone, the son had a phone, the papa of the house had 3. So when it came to dinner time, people would miss even eating. So you would first give her your phone, she serves you food. So when it came to the husband, give me the first one, she put a little food, add me the second one. Did you see that? So until when he surrendered all of them, that's when she gave him enough food and allowed them to sit and eat. So you find that nowadays, even when it comes to meals time, people don't have time for dinner, sitting together to eat. So we need controls in our homes. Maybe at 10, we withdraw all the phones such that they sleep. Because at times when the adults go to sleep, we assume that they're also sleeping, yet they are not. So you find that in the morning we're taking them to school, but they are dozing. It means they didn't sleep. So we need controls. They need the gadgets, because nowadays assignments are sent via WhatsApp. Yes. So we can't do away with it. It is already there in our generation. In their generation, they have to use it, but we need to put their measures of control.
Well, going back to what you said earlier, you did mention that we having very many friends that we do not know even when to choose the right ones, and we don't know whether we're with the wrong ones or like, how are you going to help us to manage to get to select a few that are useful in our life to help us not go into maybe these other things, maybe alcohol or getting into these other habits.
Thank you so much, Kathy. So when it comes to management of antisocial behaviors, one has to understand, who am I? What am I here for? If you had a goal and something is coming in to sidetrack you from your goal, you can sense it from afar. So you need to set boundaries. When you have a goal, you know that by this time I should be doing this, I should be doing this, I should be doing this. And when it comes to friends, where we get the peer pressure, we need to learn. I think it comes from home. We need to learn to choose the right friends. At home, they used to ask us, who are your friends? Today, this week, can you bring your friend home?
But with the absent parents, that's a bit difficult, because you just have random friends and you don't even have anyone asking you who's your friend, what are you doing?
Okay. What happens is that even on those gadgets, when you go to the history, you can check and know what are the major sites that my son, my daughter visits a lot, frequently. Sometimes they say we are doing research, but you can see that from this site there is no research here. Maybe you can find that 70% it wasn't research, it was different. So even when it comes to the friends, how often do they call? Because if someone is coming from a home where there is discipline, where there are controls, they can hardly call at midnight. At times my son asks me for a phone beyond 10. I tell him we don't call beyond 10. They are already sleeping. It's their family time. So, and if you withdraw the phones by 10, let it be a culture. By 10, let us all rest.
So how can the youth, how can the youth manage to shift objectively to the routines while maintaining a balance and focus?
Thank you so much. For the young people, I would say they need to be true to themselves. It's like when you are driving on the road. With the traffic on the road, you have pedestrians, you have cyclists, you have other motorists, but they're all road users. You just have to give space to each one. Run in your lane. So as the young people in the community there, live your life. Be true to yourself. If you know I cannot manage this, don't tamper with it. Work within your limits. You know, we are gifted differently. Kathy is Kathy, Margaret is Margaret. If today I want to walk with Kathy, I'll end up with a lame walking style. You understand? So if you understand yourself fully, I can't manage sciences, go for arts. Life has given us options, by the way. You can't afford this, you can afford this. If you are not the tallest, you may not be the shortest, and you may not be. You will fall somewhere. So I believe with friends, there are those that we can cut off. As the year begins, anytime, do an assessment. Has Margaret added on something in my life? Have they contributed positively? Do I still need to run with them the remaining journey? If they are no longer worth the walk, drop them. And then there are truths that I've found. You find Kathy has only one friend, Margaret. That's risky. Have a bunch of them. One time my daughter came home and she was there crying. You know, today I reached school and my friend had already changed her seat. She already has another friend. I asked her, how about your other friend? I had only one. So I gave her an assignment. Go and make more 4 and enjoy them. So when the other one saw this one enjoying the new friend, she came back on her own. So I would also encourage the youth, the young people, have a cluster of friends. Then also, they have to be obedient. Our parents are there to guide us. Sometimes they give us the bitter, sour truth that at that time we don't want to listen to, at that time we don't need to abide by. But because they have us at heart, in the long run you realize it's the truth. The day they tell you, please by 10 ensure you are in the house, you don't like it. At 10 it's when the fun is starting. But the day you end in danger, you will abide by yourself. You will ensure, guys, it's already 10, I have to be home.
Well, how can the youth manage peer pressure and risky behaviors?
Risky behaviors. Actually, when I checked, in the order of effect, the most risky behaviors are substance use. And the gateway substance is alcohol. Most of them, they start with alcohol.
Yeah.
I was in the community on Saturday, 7 years. We were clearing some piece of land, so they came behind the neighboring house. Yesterday we were here, this is where we drank our alcohol from. So I asked the young people I was working with, check them out, because they know the work I do. So they went to preempt them. You had alcohol here, how did you get? Georgia gave us. They usually get in jerry cans and then we sell, so they usually give us. How about school? We normally take on Saturdays. Today is Saturday, have you taken? No, she's not feeling good and the supplies are out. So they steal and come behind the house, 7-year-olds in the community. So the gateway drug, the gateway substance for most of the youth, it's alcohol.
True.
Then it goes to tobacco, then it goes to marijuana, then it goes to whatever. So risk behaviors, learn to say no. At times it is hard.
Very.
Have you ever been a youth?
Very.
Have you ever been a youth? Have you ever reached a circumstance whereby you felt the answer is no, but you fear to tell Margaret no?
Yeah.
So what do? Find a way out. Buy time. Be a fast thinker. Think of something very fast. Guys, I had something. When it comes to substance use, there is usually instant gratification. Someone just brings a deal. You guys, hey, it's time, let's go to the loose and do something. Usually they drink from the loose. They take a bottle, someone, teacher, may I go out? Takes a bit. Another one, teacher, may I go out? They find the bottle there. So at the end of the day, all of them are users. So there are different ways we can say no without offending someone.
Yeah.
I had something I had intended to do at this time. You delay them until when they can no longer wait for you.
Okay.
Yes, and at times you can discover that these ones, they have already started behaving differently, and this is not the way that I want to go. You disassociate with them. Spend less time with them. Yes. Then when it comes, there are also fun activities. There are constructive groups. At times there are Rotaract clubs, there are Rotary clubs. There are groups. Nowadays we have several groups for the youths in the community. So they have several activities. They have sports. You go for sports. If you discover that in this sports group there are a lot of some bad behaviors cropping up, you go to another one. So you don't wait until things are too bad and the house is falling on you and you can't escape out. No. And I would like to say that there is usually a way of escape, provided your eyes are open. You can know that Margaret today is behaving differently. What is causing this? She has started drinking. If Margaret has started drinking, and Kathy, you are my friend, just to know very soon you are joining me. You are joining me because immediately you tell me a problem that led me to drink, the solution I'll give you is this. Because it's what I know. So if you see any diversion that you feel you wouldn't want to be part of, disassociate.
Well, how can the youths still manage to socialize and have fun and not be trapped in the antisocial behaviors? Because it's really a hard one. We want to enjoy our youth, but then we still not want to be trapped into
the antisocial behaviors. We have good friends. The good friends usually they will bring good ideas.
Okay.
They will be proactive. And they'll propel you forward. Then the other rotten tomatoes. The rotten tomatoes you can. Why should you wait until when the tomato is rotten? Yes, because they say one rotten tomato can spoil the whole basket. Yeah. So you throw it out in time. Okay. There are several activities that they can engage in that I mentioned. The sports. There are a lot of competitions now that go on. The spelling bees, there are quizzes. There are several activities. We are lucky that we've got organizations coming up in our communities with different activities. They have tournaments in the community. You find the other community coming up with this other community and they compete. There is an area called Socorro. It's called Socorro in Kawempe. They have a huge perimeter with several. They can play 4 games at the same time, depending on the ages. They can have a tournament for 7-year-olds, 15-year-olds. So you find that young people are there. This time that they would misuse into risky behaviors, they are there watching. So in case you are not blessed with a job, the other thing, our youths are idle and they don't want to work. We have fast foods, we have fast jobs, we have fast crops, everything is fast. We're on a marathon.
Sure.
There are some youths we paid to clear the land. They failed. You know this for sweet potatoes, a plot of 50 by 100, they only made 12. That's where they ended. Another batch we were asked to do the work. This time, without a deposit, they still failed. Until when we went to clear the land ourselves, that's where we landed the other kids who are drinking alcohol. But the first young person that we zeroed on was saying, that area is so bushy. Just get weed master, mix in some omo, and sprinkle. The grass will just dry on its own. So they no longer want hard labor. They want things very fast, very easy, and sometimes it's not the way.
Okay, how can the youths, we have very many who lack guidance or who lack parents or guidance to help them out? How can we help them set realistic goals which are responsible in promoting their growth and academic success and overall well-being?
Okay, thank you, Kathy. Before you set the goals, first check, what capital do you have? Social capital. Do you have the links? Do you have the connections? If you have a goal to get a job in the White House, how do we call it here? The White House of Uganda, do you have a connection there? Otherwise, it will end up as a futile goal, and by the end of the year, you find that you still have your application in the house. If it is finances, how much money do you have? For the youth who are working, if you have $1 million, budget within that. If you are setting your goals, set your goal within the capital that you have. And then it should be step by step. For those ones at school academically, you say, I want to improve my grades this term by 10%, maybe by 15%. Something that is achievable, that will not put you on tension, because some learners say what compels them to drink is that the stiff competition, the marks, the first grades, they ended up drinking because their friends told them, in order to stay alert, not to sleep and read, you have to. So they have to go step by step, mile by mile. A journey of 1,000 kilometers, it starts with a footstep. So let them take the small footsteps. Within time, they will reach there.
Okay, with the too much freedom that we are having, how can the youth manage to balance their rights and responsibilities with the freedom that we are having to ourselves, but again, to our families and the society?
The right balance of the freedoms and the rights are the responsibilities. Most of our youths, they don't want to look at the other side of the responsibilities. It's my right to talk, it's my right to move, it's my right to eat, it's my right to have a name. But when you bring in, even at school, when you ask the students, the learners, let's mention the rights, they know them. All of them, they'll mention them. Then bring the side of the responsibilities. Few of them know the responsibilities that are attached to the rights. So the freedoms are there, but we have to balance it up in order to live harmoniously in our communities. You have the right to talk, but not to make noise, because you are going to disorganize the place and maybe they'll call you a mad person within no time. If you have your right to drink, don't come and create commotion in the community. You move along the road, abusing people, even the kids. No, that's not your right. You had your right to your drink, but now it's your responsibility to maintain the peace in the community. So I encourage the youths, enjoy the freedoms, enjoy the rights, but balance your life with the responsibilities. Because you are not a youth forever. Tomorrow, actually, when you are a youth, you have children who are looking up to you. Kathy, you have young people who are looking, they want to be like Kathy. Some of them walk the way you walk.
Yeah.
So there are other younger ones than you who are looking up to you. So when you go astray, they will be misled. They also go astray. But when you make it in life, that is the best for the country. You graduate, you are a doctor, you are a news anchor. Yes, we had children who wanted to be like Bale Francis. The English alone,
Very many.
Very many. We have journalists today who are journalists because they wanted to be like Bale Francis. So, as you're a young person, you are heading towards adulthood, and we have people who are looking up to you. So, be the best that you can, such that they have a good role model in life.
Well, as we are concluding, what is your message to the youth for a safe and successful year throughout?
For a safe and successful year throughout, youths have to balance their life. There are those who have got scholarships, they are doing sports, and they forget to study. They are thinking, I'm traveling for a competition here, I'm traveling here, and they are rarely in class. And what do? They just give them marks because the school is gaining out of the popularity. But when that fame is gone, you remain with nothing. You have no academic paper to transition. There are those who have got life challenges, they have got body challenges, and you find that the sport is no more. So youths have to learn to balance up their life. And they also have to learn to be obedient. There is a lot we don't know. We live with young people who know they know. Even when you tell them, here, this is what we do, we work with them. Then time management. I would say I've worked with youths, but you find that few of them can't keep time. An appointment of 10 means 11. If it is 8, it means 9.
Second time.
Time management is very poor. So we have to inculcate that culture. Be accountable. Be reliable. There are those who are available, but they are not reliable.
Sure.
Someone comes to work, but you can't delegate them a task, and you can say, for that one, it's a sure deal, I know it's done. So I would encourage them to love to work. Working is a gift. This life we have, we are stewards of our lives. So at the end of the day, there will be fathers and mothers, parents tomorrow. So what will they pass over? So they need to love their life, learn to say no, be true to yourself. If you don't like something, just say no to it.
Well, as we are winding up, would you like maybe to share your contact or maybe the address in case somebody would like more information about
Thank you so much.
Alcohol Policy Alliance?
Thank you so much, Kathy. My name is Nasanga Margaret, Coordinator, Uganda Alcohol Policy Alliance. And we are located on Basima House, Kavule. The numbers are 0750 44 78 78. Very easy number. 44 78 78, but it is 0750. Then MTN 0772 30 83 83.
Well, it was really nice having you on the show, Margaret.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. May God bless you.
Bless you too. Well, you've had it all, and let's try to balance our lives. It's been Safe Life my name is Ishime Kathy. Remember, your life is your responsibility. Stay safe.